Greetings, administrators! Welcome to the first video in the rebrand of this channel. Some of you may know my previous work covering theories, lore, and more for Zenfield Zone Zero. But don't worry, I'm still gonna do some Zenfield videos when the urge hits me, but the future is now, and so is Arknights Endfield. Moving forward, the new focus for content on this channel is going to be Enfield Operator Guides. I'm pretty flippin' excited about this. Enfield is just days away from the official release and the hype is tangible. In this video, I'll be covering Last Rite in all her icy glory. She is super cute, super strong at the same time. Last Rite is kind-hearted and loyal to a contract. Simultaneously, she strives towards a peaceful future within Enfield Industries. We're going to break down her kit and gameplay to learn how to make numbers big on Arknights Endfield. Recently, I've actually found something that saves money every single time I top up. Let me show you a website I've been using called RushBuy.gg. Okay, here's the cool part. RushBuy.gg gives you instant discounts. You're literally paying less for the same in-game items. Top-ups are done without needing your username or password. You just need your user ID and the server you play on. It really is that simple, but if you ever have an issue, their dedicated customer service team is always there to help you with any concerns. Use my exclusive code ZZHero1220 to get an extra 15% off the top of your regular savings. Yep, you get all the normal benefits of the RushBuy.gg website, plus an extra 15% when you use my code ZZHero1220, but you better act quick because that code expires on December 20th. So if you want to top up cheaper, safer, and faster, check out RushBuy.gg. More gaming joy, less money spent every time. In this first section, we'll talk about what she's good at and what she's not so good at. Firstly, we have to understand how she is meant to do damage. Last Rite is a 6-star operator. She is a striker class who wields massive cryo damage and a massive giant sword. She may be a little selfish at times. Last Rite wants to stay on the field as a main attacker. This is because her personal kit is based around building ice stacks and not much else. Generally, you want other teammates to throw her lots of buffs and also to put debuffs on the enemy while she does big cryo damage. At the moment, it doesn't look like she has any means to apply status effects on the enemy, except for cryo susceptibility, which is used in her kit to aid pretty much her. In theory, she could use this to aid another cryo attacker. However, the rate and volume at which she can apply this is probably not worth using outside her own benefit. Her basic combo attack is a 4-hit sequence that deals cryo damage, with the final strike of the combo dealing 25 stagger. A basic attack performed in mid-air becomes a dive attack that deals cryo damage to nearby enemies. And a basic attack performed near a staggered enemy becomes a finisher that deals massive cryo damage and restores some SP. Swinging around her big sword may feel like it takes longer to perform her basic combo attack. However, her 4-hit combo is comparable in speed to most other agents. Maybe a tiny bit on the slower side, but negligible. Last Rite's battle skill performs a hypothermic perfusion on the controlled operator's weapon and returns some SP. When hypothermic perfusion is applied to a weapon, the next final strike performed by the current controlled operator within a certain period of time creates Last Rite's Mirage. That unleashes a pursuit attack on the target. The attack damage deals cryo damage and applies cryo infusion. When the controlled operator is Last Rite herself, casting this battle skill does not reset her basic attack sequence. That means if you perform Last Rite's battle skill and apply the hypothermic perfusion status, and then decide to swap off of Last Rite, that status will stay on the current controlled operator's weapon for a short duration of time. Then the next final strike performed by whoever you're controlling will unleash Last Rite's Mirage, meaning no matter who you're controlling, she will automatically jump out and attack the target, dealing cryo damage and applying cryo infliction stacks. When an enemy has 3 stacks or more of cryo infliction, Last Rite will create an icicle on the target and then shatter it, consuming all of the cryo infliction stacks. The number of stacks consumed determines the amount of cryo damage dealt to the enemy and ultimate energy gained by the caster. Last Rite's ultimate encases her in frost armor and creates an ice scythe to perform 3 slashes. During these slashes, she gains immunity to all damage. Each slash deals massive cryo damage, and that's just about it. It's a big cryo damage special that she is invulnerable while using. Operator skill rotation will be pretty straightforward. Apply ice susceptibility and build ice vulnerability stacks using her battle skill. Then consume all those ice stacks using her combo skill for big cryo damage. Her ultimate is best used when the boss is stunned for maximum efficiency, although holding on to it for too long will damage your numbers. Due to the fact that I didn't get into the beta, still salty about that, and the fact that this video drops before the game's release, her best gear and weapons are still undetermined and subject to change anyway. But I can confidently say that any gear that will up cryo damage or increase the rate at which she gains SP will be beneficial. Now we'll talk about teams. At launch, Last Rite's best team will likely be a mono cryo team. Specifically, that team being Last Rite, Yvonne, Jahi, and Ardelia, with Fluorite replacing Ardelia as a free-to-play option. However, something to note is that this team feels a little bit slow and unimpactful, but that's because the basic attack damage and combo damage tends to be on the lower side compared to other teams. This all changes when Yvonne and Last Rite gain their ultimates. There are definitely other combinations of teams that can be tried and are quite useful. But being that the game is still very new and very much in development, this team will probably be the meta ice team in the beginning. Some quick bonus information. Pretty much all of her talents and potentials that are acquired through gaining multiple copies are geared towards buffing herself and her cryo damage. Grabbing additional copies of Last Rite is worth doing. Each one is beneficial, with the first three probably being the most impactful. Last Rite's factory skills are as follows. Assigning her to a growth chamber will grant verified plant growth by 10%. Level that skill up and you'll gain 20%. Additionally, when she's assigned to a manufacturing cabin, it will slow down the mood drop of all operators by 10%. Leveling up that skill slows down the mood drop by 14%. So here are my final thoughts on Last Rite before the game's launch. She plays the role of a main damage dealer very well. Why? Because she doesn't do much else. That's not really a bad thing. Arknights Endfield really wants you to have a balanced team, so someone has to fill that role. And for a cryo-based team, you can pretty much get no better than Last Rite for massive ice damage. I think despite all of her icy glory, she is hot, hot fire. If you found this video to be helpful, then please help the video by hitting that like button and commenting down below. And if you want to see more Enfield operator guides, sub to the channel, because moving forward, that's what I plan to do. For real, thanks for watching. And if you want to see more of my Enfield content, click on the video on your screen right now. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy it. Let me know if they note it.